Hello students, in this video we see how view state works in ASP.NET. In previous video we have already seen what is meant by state management or why there is need to maintain a state. Okay, so in this video we continue with the view state. View state is one of the page level state management where the old values or state is maintained or old values are stored within the same page itself. We see how the view state value stored inside web page. Here we have already taken the controls as label and button, and we have already added this code in previous video as the label 1 text, and the output for this is the output when we go towards the web page. 0 value is seen first time, and after click on button 1 value we see here, and then there is no increment because old value we are not maintained or stored anywhere. So how we can maintain the view state by using coding? We see here. Now I am creating one view state. If view state, here you can take view state and in square bracket you can mention the key value. Here I am taking the key as count, and if that view state is exactly equal to null, then first time means when we are storing the view state value first time, before storing the first value, that view state is null. Okay, first time it will be null, but when we store the value inside view state, then after that it will not be null. Here first time the value of view state is null. At that time only we are storing first value of count is equal to 0. This statement will be executed first time only, and then the state of view state or the value of view state of count is not equal to null. So after that this code will be executed. I is equal to view state. We are storing the view state value, previous value means old value. Old value we are maintained by using view state, so we are storing the old value which is stored inside count, and then that I we are storing inside the label and incremented, not incremented but typecasting we need here. I is integer, so I am converting integer value, convert to integer value. Then I am storing that I plus I, and that i's value we are storing inside the label. This statement will be executed, and then our count will be updated. Okay, I is incremented, so this incremented value we need to store inside the count again. So we are taking view state again, view state of count is equal to I, because I is now incremented. So this is the code, but we are removing this code from page load. Now what happens, we see here. If I run this page, we are removing the page load code, so there is no any default value. If I click on button, the value will be incremented in this way. Okay, so we are maintaining the old value in view state, and that value we are storing again inside I. So whenever our I will be initialized, the initialization becomes with the initialization takes place with the help of view state, because inside view state there is old value. We are maintaining the old value of I. Okay, see the code. We are storing the old value of I. See here. Initially we are storing 0, but after that at each button click we are storing the latest i's value inside count, and again view state value we will store inside I, and that i's value after incremented, that value we are storing inside this label. So every time I is initialized with the latest count value, which is old value of that particular I. If we are not maintaining the view state, then I is initialized with the 0 value we see in previous tutorial or in previous video. At each time I will be initialized as 0, and then one value we see inside label. At each stage or at each click, value will be initialized to 0, and then plus I means one value we see inside this label. But inside this view state we are maintaining the old value of I. So here view state is stored inside the page itself, because view state is the page level state management. So the values of view state, okay, the values of view state stored inside the page itself. So how we can see the value? By going towards the view page source, we see this is the view state, input type hidden, name _ view state, id view state, and this is the value which is encrypted form, which is in encrypted base 64 encoded format. The value is encrypted in base 64 in encoded form. So we are not seeing the actual value directly, because it is in encrypted form. So as the value will be long, the long value we will see here, encrypted value. So it is recommended to store only few values inside view state, because if we are storing large values inside view state, then the memory for this page will be increased, and this page we are transferring between the network. Okay, this page is comes from the server, and same page we are post back to the server. So in this page there are the values of view state, means old value we are storing inside the same page and going towards the server, and same value we are taken from the view state and storing inside somewhere like the controls and all. So in this way view state we may use inside our web page by using coding. In this way we are maintaining. What is the syntax for creating view state or using view state? Only use the keyword view state, and inside square bracket use any key value, okay, any key name, and add that key. In this example, count is my key, and 0 I am storing the value inside that particular count key. Here ith value, the value of I we store inside this key count. So in this way we can use view state in our ASP.NET. Instead of count, you can take any key as username or password or role, whatever you want you can take as a key. But there is a syntax of double quote. Whatever the key value is there, you need to mention inside double quotes, and outside of double quote there is a square bracket. Okay, like array symbol. Square brackets means like array. We use square brackets for array. Like same way we can use view state, square bracket, and key value, like variable we are giving the name to variable. So also Here we can give any name to our key. Some meaningful name we need to give, so that it is easy to access. If I want to store username inside the view state, then I can use the key as username. If I want to store password, or if I want to store the role of user like admin or customer or guest, like that, then I can use view state of role. Then we may access accordingly. So view state is within the same page. Okay, inside another page we can't access this view state value. Count value we can access within the same page only. Now in next video we see how HTML controls are different than the server controls, and how view state is maintained for all the controls by default. Okay, see here I am stopping this running and go towards the design view, and I am taking two text boxes. One is normal text box, which is server control, ASP server control, and another one I am taking as plain HTML control. Here is the HTML controls, plain HTML controls, and from that I am taking input text. Now if I run, what happens we will see. This is the server control, and this is the HTML control. I am giving the text values as like this. This is the server control, this is the HTML control. Both are showing the same design. Then after click on button, the value is 1 because we are code like that, but value of HTML control we are not getting. When button click event fire or occurs, control goes to the server and come back with the HTML response, and we are maintaining this view state, the value of this label inside view state. So we get this value, old value, and we increment that old value. Here we are maintaining the view state, that's why we are getting the old value. Here also by default view state is maintained for all server controls, so we are getting this old value inside this text box. But this is not for the HTML control, for plain HTML control. For plain HTML control, no state is maintained for this HTML control. Here this is the server control text box, ASP text box is the server control, and by default view state is maintained for all server controls. See inside properties, here one property is here for the text box. There is one enable view state property, and we see here true. Enable view state means for this text box view state is maintained. That's why we are getting this old value inside this text box. If we see the view page source, then we see this is the input type which we are maintained by coding. Then there is again input type hidden, and this is again input type hidden. Okay. So this is the view state. If we set the property of this HTML control by going towards the code, if we set the property for this plain HTML control as run at server, then see what is the effect. Both the values we get. So this HTML control value we are maintaining. By using run at server, this control is now server control, and we and by default the state is maintained for this HTML control as well. So this is about view state in ASP.NET. We see in next video how session we are creating. Session management. In next video we see session management. Okay. So see you in next video.